Hello, recovery family. It's Ellie. I am a believer in Jesus Christ and a grateful recovering codependent. It's always a special honor to be able to sit down and share the hope that I have in recovery with you. Last week, Matt shared a message about step 7 and tapping into humility and admitting that the only thing that we can really change is ourselves. Of course, we want to change our external circumstances and have many ideas about how to change others, but the only way to truly remove our shortcomings in our own lives is, as it says in the 12 and 12 on page 76, quote, with humility as our guide, move out from ourselves toward others and toward God. So this week we continue our discussion on humility and the full spectrum of where humility is needed in our lives. Here's an important truth. The attainment of greater humility is a foundational principle for the 12 steps and for a victory life in Jesus. Humility is about more than being a person of good character. It's about survival. As addicts, we have experienced repeated humiliations. We've been shamed, we've failed, we've played back tapes of so many conversations that have gone awry, and we've cringed. Our way, our misguided, self-reliant ways need to be crushed in order to experience the true humility needed for a life of sobriety, for a life with God at the head of our decision-making. I recently got to hear Jerry Askew, a deacon in the Episcopal Church, give a talk on leaving a legacy to a group of community leaders. He talked about the importance of having people in your life that helped guide you, helped you move forward along the way. He used the visual of the inflatable bumpers that bowling alleys use for new bowlers. No matter how poorly you launch that ball down the lane, those bumpers are designed to keep that ball moving forward toward the pins. I started thinking about bumpers in my life and how I might be a bumper in other lives, etc., as part of my legacy, but I also started to think about this bumper metaphor as it relates to the recovery process. I think the 12 steps serve as our bumper to keep us on the path. Certainly there are people that serve as bumpers in our recovery, our sponsors, our pastors, our open share groups, etc. But I think we can think about humility as our bumpers as well, and I think we can even take that metaphor a little further. At the beginning of the lane, we are standing there, new in our recovery, holding on to this heavy, ill-fitting ball, our character defects. And our objective is to let go of it and to hand it over to God. We take the defect and we roll it down the alley, and those bumpers, those touch points of humility, take that defect forward until it is fully removed. Step 7 isn't a one and done process. We have to keep stepping back up to that lane and letting go, humbly, clumsily, and intentionally. So, how do you humbly ask God to remove our shortcomings as an ongoing process of recovery? We start by checking our motives. Why are you asking God to remove this shortcoming? Do you truly understand the impact of your defect on others, on yourself? Are you only including it on your list because someone's told you that you should, or because you think someone would want you to include it? Or have you really recognized that a life of sobriety cannot exist for you with this defect taking up space in your life? Here are some signs that you might be lacking humility in your daily life in order to discern this properly. You're only inviting God into your emergencies, refusing to ask for healthy support, and asking for help. You're hiding mistakes, complaining, criticizing or judging others, demanding that you always have your way, assuming that your way is the right way, offering your opinion without being asked for it, not being aware of the gifts and talents that God has given you, making excuses, comparing yourself to others, resenting others' achievements or good fortunes, refusing to carry out menial tasks. As you work through step 7, think through your motives. Think about your daily behaviors. Are they bringing you closer to others and to God? Do you have the right bumpers in place to help you discern? When humility transitions from, devastating despair and regret into a recovery bumper, it will become a nourishing tool that gives us peace and serenity in times of adversity. Instead of running away from our problems or numbing them out, let us find our bumpers and boldly launch that ball down the alley in faith. God's got you. We love you and hope to see you soon.